Bartenders. What's the most insane thing you've ever witnessed? This woman comes in every Tuesday, orders the same drink, sits in the corner booth for exactly 47 minutes, then leaves. Been doing this for 8 months straight, never talks to anyone, just nurses her whiskey sour and stares out the window like she's watching for something. Last Tuesday, she's there as usual when this guy walks in around 9 p.m. Clean cut, nervous energy, keeps checking his phone. He scans the room methodically. The moment he spots her, he freezes. I'm talking statue still. Color drains from his face. He pulls out his phone with shaking hands and I hear him whisper, "I found her. She's here. Send back up to Murphy's Bar on 5th Street." My blood runs cold. This feels wrong. The woman notices him and her reaction is pure terror. She knocks over her drink, scrambling to get up, glass shattering on the floor, grabs her purse, and makes a beeline for our back exit that leads to the alley behind the building. But here's the thing, the guy doesn't chase her. He just stands there watching her run, then calmly walks to the bar and sits down 3 stools away from me. Orders a Budweiser like nothing happened. I'm freaking out internally but trying to stay professional. "Everything okay, man?" He takes a long sip and says, "Do you know that woman? Has she been coming here long? What's her usual routine?" I give him the standard bartender response about not discussing customers, but he pulls out a badge. "Detective Morrison, Missing Persons Unit." The badge looks official, has his photo and everything. That woman has been running an elaborate con for 3 years. Identity theft, credit card fraud, insurance scams, the works. We've been tracking her across 4 states and she's finally slipped up. My heart sinks. Sweet Tuesday regular lady is a criminal mastermind. I'm about to serve him his beer when a little boy, maybe 8 years old, walks up to our window from outside and presses his face against the glass. The man sees him and his whole demeanor changes. He goes pale and texts someone. The kid waves at him through the window. The man texts back, "Take him home now." A woman appears, grabs the boy's hand, and they disappear down the street. But then he keeps talking and something feels off. He's too calm. And why didn't he just arrest her when he had the chance? "She's dangerous," he continues, leaning closer. "Unstable, violent when cornered. Her real name is Sarah Chen, and she's wanted for armed robbery in Nevada and assault with a deadly weapon in California." That's when I notice his badge looks weird. The font is slightly wrong. The seal looks printed rather than embossed. I've seen enough fake IDs working here to spot a decent forgery. I excuse myself to check our security cameras in the back office and nearly drop my phone. This guy has been here before, 3 times in the past month, always asking about Tuesday customers, always leaving disappointed when she wasn't here. I call 911 immediately. Real cops show up 15 minutes later and arrest him for stalking, harassment, and impersonating a police officer. Turns out he's her ex-husband who's been hunting her across the country for years. She had restraining orders against him in 2 different states that he'd repeatedly violated. The woman, her real name is Lisa Martinez, comes back an hour later with the actual police. She'd been hiding in the alley behind our dumpster the whole time, too scared to run further in case he followed her route home. She sits back down in her corner booth while giving her statement to the real detective. The officer tells me she's been living under an assumed name, moving every few months to stay ahead of him. When the cops finally leave, she looks at me with tears streaming down her face and says, "Can you make sure Tuesday nights stay quiet? This is the only place that's felt safe in 3 years. I really need this place to keep feeling safe." I told her Tuesday nights are hers for as long as she needs them. Always. She still comes in every week. Same booth, same drink, same 47 minutes. I keep that card taped behind the register where I can see it every shift. Best tip I ever received in 15 years of bartending.